Okay, what part of Regis do you now see or have always seen as phony?
Well, it's not like always phony, but I've sort of seen like the brotherhood aspect is kind of phony because I mean like a lot of times like it's like the brotherhood is like, oh yeah, we're just brothers and we kind of help one another, and that's a really good thing. And I've actually seen that played out in reality, but sometimes we take it on the phony side. So hey, I'm part of your brotherhood. I'll just steal this pen and never give it back. I'll just take your French fries and never give that back either.
All right. So, what part of growing up slash the global community do you see now or have always seen as phony?
So, I guess you could say that as say like maybe like fighting poverty or just trying to stop bad things that happen outside the world. I mean, you could say if like maybe Haiti, for example. Like the United States are like, we want to look good and whatnot, so we're just going to send a bunch of materials, we're going to send all these soldiers, and we're going to help out all those people down in kind of Haiti. Just help the general world. But then, like, back home in the States, there's a lot of stuff that we don't even take care of, like maybe our own poverty, or we don't really care about them. I mean, there are people that do such, but then we don't really like paint a picture about them. We care about we care more about the world's struggles instead of our own thing, which is sort of ironic.
Okay, so what role can you play to change the phoniness that you see?
What role could I play to change that phoniness? As in, like, maybe Regis or the world community?
Yeah.
Well, what I've been thinking about is, like, I have a very high interest in the military. And it's not for, like, all those people who think COD is actual like, warfare. It's more about I have a duty, I have a role. It's my desire to protect the people that I love for, the country that I care for, and being in the military is like the path I'm taking for the military is not like a simple soldier doing hard work or just out on the front line. Let's just say it's very deep and hardcore, and I hope that is going to help change the world and our role in it.
So, would you ever want to be the catcher in the rye?
Let me get this right. The catcher in the rye was the one who was in like the rye field, and when people like they jumped off the cliff, like he would catch them and then put them back on their feet. Well, in a sense, my desire to join the military, then yes, I would be the catcher in the rye because I have the desire to help people and protect people, and as a soldier, with my role, I would be protecting my country, and whenever people fall down, I mean, it's also part of like when you in the military, there's like squad leaders, and that's something I do for my cadets. Is whenever they fall, I pick them back up and help them get on track, and just teach them, educate them, lead them, and so that way they can do the same for their own cadets later in the future.
Okay, so has your perspective of anyone ever changed the more you got to know them? Tell a brief story.
Okay. This would be better when I was younger, when I was a lot more judgmental, it's fair to say. Because right now, what you've learned is that you get like first impressions, right? And you look at people mostly from the outside and you can sort of like just tell from them, but not all people are good at that sort of aspect at telling who people are. And sometimes they judge way too much on first impressions. So I guess, for example, maybe like several people when I was younger, like some of my friends, I thought of them as like really good people just because they sort of like appeal to me as friends from the outside. But when you get to know them a lot closer, then you realize that they're not really as good people as they are. I mean, it was just that first moment, and you build something off of that. But a lot of times your judgments just screw you over.
Okay, so do you see yourself not growing up at times?
Sometimes it's mostly about like moral questions involving the military. As I said, like the role, I'll keep that classified, but it's a very hard decision to make because sometimes it's not so easy to just readily pull that sort of trigger on someone. So in a sense, you get stuck at some times in life, and it's kind of hard to move past from that, but then you, again, like going back to the catcher in the rye, you depend on others to catch you when you fall and help you get back on track.
Alright, so have you ever thought of running away from school?
Running away
Like
from
Holden?
school for what?
Just say like you were tired of school and you just wanted to get away from it and you just run away.
Let's just say no, because I think you're giving this to a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, no. No.
Okay. So, what do you use for a self-defense mechanism? Do you use it on purpose?
Okay, self-defense as in I'm being attacked and therefore use ninja skills and defend myself, or...
Well, like, not exactly physically, more like mentally. So,
Okay, so maybe like socially speaking.
yeah.
Okay, so what I do a lot is that I sort of like kind of cloak myself. Let's see, there's something like there's a test that's called like the Meyer-Briggs test, and it kind of tells you your personality. And then I'm sort of a mix in between. Let me try to remember this right. It's something about like I don't remember what it was, but I was a mix of like an introvert, extrovert, and then what I do is that I kind of keep to the background, and like I said, I cloak, shadow myself. So it's very hard for people to get to know me, but then I always know who they are because I sit back and I observe them carefully, and I get a very deep understanding of who they are. And then once that's formed, then I actually care about like the relationships. If like there's a connection in between us, then I care a lot about those relationships. But from the background,
Yeah. All right. Well, thank you.
right? No problem.